Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So in today's video, we are going to solve question number 2, problem number 1. You can see that the question says sketch the graph, okay, and solve the following pairs of equation that are solvable. Write at least 3 solutions if they have infinite solution. So you can see 2 equations are given here, and first we need to find out whether they are solvable or not. Okay, you can see that. Okay, we have to check whether they are solvable or not. From question number 1, we know how to check if the two equation will have any solution or not. If you remember, in question number 1, we filled up a table, okay, by judging the coefficients of x and y, we can decide whether they will have any solution or not. If they have solution, then we have to find the solution by sketching the graph. So how to do that? Let us get started. So the first equation, 2x plus y equal to 8. This is actually the method, the graphical method of solving the simple simultaneous equation and finding out the value of x and y. So to do that, first we need to develop an expression of y. Okay, always we will develop an expression for y, not for x. So y equal to, what shall we get here? 2x, it is positive. If I change the side, then it will become minus. So y is equal to 8 minus 2x. Now based on this equation, we need to form a table. Okay, the table goes like this, and in the table we will have the value of x and y. The value of x, this one we can choose. Okay, for example, if we choose the value of x to be 1, okay, so put the value of x as 1 here. This calculation that I'm doing, this you need to do in your rough paper. Okay, in exam you always take a rough paper, right, for calculation. So in that paper you can do, or you can show this calculation on your main answer script, but draw a line. Okay, draw a partition line, and then on the right hand side you can show this calculation. It's up to you. 8 minus, if x is replaced by 1, then 2 into 1. So we will get 8 minus 2 ones are 2, 6. So the value of y, we will get 6 for the value of x 1, right? So like that, the value of x we will be choosing, and for that, from this equation we will be getting the value of y. Like that, if I take the value of x as 4, I will get 4 to the 8, 8 minus 8 is 0, right? And then if I take the value of x as 0, then 2 into 0 is 0, then 8 minus 0 is 8, so y will be equal to 8. Okay, so we got one table. Now similarly, we have to find another table for the second equation. Now the second equation is like this: 2x minus 2y equal to 5. So we need to develop an expression for y. As y is negative here, we will change the side of y. So 2x will be in this side, and 5, it is positive on right hand side. If I bring it on left hand side, it will become minus 5. Then minus 2, if I change the side, it will be plus 2y. Now not 2y, I need to develop an expression for y only. So this 2 that is multiplied with y, I need to change the side of it. So 2x minus 5 divided by 2 is equal to y, or I can write y is equal to 2x minus 5 divided by 2. Now based on this equation, we need to develop another table. Okay, so this is x, this is y, and then the value of x again we can choose, and based on that we will be getting the value of y. So I have already done the calculation, so I will just put the value. Okay, if I take the value of x as 2, the value of y I will get as minus 0.5. Okay, similarly, if I take the value of x, let us say 4 and 6, the value of y I will get for these two values are 1.5 and 3.5. Now it is always better to avoid the decimal points. Okay, but here the equation is such that the decimal points cannot be avoided. Okay, almost for all the values there will be decimals, and if you have to choose the decimal points, then try to choose the one which is 0.5, because 1.5 is easier to put in the graph compared to putting 1.75, 1.7 or 1.3, something like that. Okay, 1.5 will be just in just the middle point of 1 and 2. Okay, so that will make our work easier. So our calculation here is done, and we need to put these points in the graph, and by joining them we will be getting a straight line. As we have two tables, we will get two straight lines, and these two straight lines, wherever they intersect, that will be the point. Oh, okay. First thing first, I forgot to do something. Before you even start from here, we had to actually check whether the equations are solvable or not. That one I forgot to check. So at the very beginning, even before you start writing all this, you have to check that whether they are solvable or not. So I will be doing that calculation here now, and we know that we can check it by comparing the coefficient of x and y. So the coefficient of x here is 2 and also 2, so 2 by 2, that is the coefficient of x. Now the coefficient of y is 1 divided by minus 2, right? Now these two coefficients, ratio of coefficients, are not equal, correct? So as they are not equal, there will be only one solution. So the equations will have only one common solution. Sorry, I forgot to write this one first, but if you have a little bit of a space in your answer script, then kindly write this one at the very top, okay, even before writing this all. Okay. Now, from where did this come? If you remember in question number 1, again I said that we learned if a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2, right? It is that case. The equations are consistent and there will be only one solution, and in the graph, if we plot them, we will get two intersecting straight line. Okay, so first you need to write this and then start all this calculation, because they told us that solve those equation only which are solvable. So we checked here that okay, this equation will have one common solution, then we can start the solution process. Okay, now we will be putting all this into a graph paper. So let us take a graph paper. So here we need to do the pointing first, like 0, and then this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we don't have any point beyond that. And on the negative side, -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. And here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. So as you know that this is x-axis, so here you need to write x, and on this side you need to write x prime. Okay, and here it is y-axis, so this is y, and here it will be y prime. Okay, now let us get started with our point plotting. Okay, if you remember the points that we had in the first table, that is 1, 6, right? The value of x is 1 and the value of y is 6. So for 1, along x-axis we will travel 1, and along y-axis we will travel 6. Okay, so that means we have to go, if this is 5, then after that here it will be 6, right? Okay, so this will be our first point. Okay, then 2 comma 4, the second point was 2 and 4. So along x-axis we will travel 2, and along y-axis we will travel 4. It should be this point, right? So 2 and 4. Okay, so there goes our second point. And then we have um, and the second point, I think I took it are wrong. The second point was, I will go back to the previous slide and check. Oh, the second point was, here you can see 4 comma 0 and 0 comma 8. Okay, 4 comma 0, the second point. Okay, I will erase it and replot it. 0, sorry, 4 comma 0, 4 comma 0, it should be this point. Okay, and then we have 0 comma 8. Oh, I don't have enough space to plot the point because it's only up to 6, then there will be 7, and then there will be 8. So while plotting the graph paper, for the points in the graph paper, kindly make sure that you have enough space in all the direction to plot all the points. Okay, so the third point I'm not being able to plot, but in the graph paper in your answer script you have to plot it. Okay, and then you have to join this 3 point by a straight line. Okay, the straight line should be joining all the 3 points. As I have only 2 points here, I can only join 2. Okay, so you can understand that this line will keep going up till the third point. Okay, now for the second table, what we have, 2 and the first point I will be writing here. It is 2 and minus 0.5, right? So along x-axis we will travel 2, and along y-axis, if this is 1, then here this point it should be 0.5, right? 0, 0.5, 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, something like that. So the point should be here. Okay, let us use a different color. Okay, this should be my first point. Okay, then 4, the second point is 4, and that y value is 1.5. So we will travel up to 4 and then 1.5. This is 1, and here it will be 1.5. So that is our second point. And the third point that we will get is 6 comma 3.5, 6 comma 3.5. So where is 6? Along x-axis we will travel up to 6 and then 3.5. 1, 2, 3. See, there is 3, then this is 3.5. So here we will come up to this point. Okay, so again these 3 lines, you can see they are along the same straight line. So similarly for this straight line also, the third point, it will be on the same straight line. If the 3 points are not on the same straight line, then know that you have done some mistake. Okay, there is some mistake in the calculation, or maybe the plotting of points in the graph. So we will join them. See, all 3 of them will be on the same straight line. I can elongate it. Okay, now we have an intersecting point, right? You can see we have sorry, that's red. Now we have an intersecting point. This intersecting point will give us the value of x and y. If I come to the x-axis, this is 3, the point between 3 and 4, this is 3.5, right? So the value of x we will get as 3.5, and if I come onto the y-axis, that will give me the value of y. You should draw this line using ruler. Okay, as I don't have ruler here, I'm just drawing by freehand. Okay, so y equal to 1. So the answer that we always try to find out, x comma y, here it will be 3.5 comma 1. Okay, so as there is one intersecting point, from that intersecting point we can easily get the value of x and y, and that is our target. Okay, so our solution is complete. That is the answer, and this is the graphical method through which we can easily find out the value of x and y from the graph. I hope you understood. If there is any confusion, kindly let me know. We are going to solve problem number 2 of question number 2. And again, they told us to sketch the graph and solve the following pairs of equation that are solvable. So that is why we need to check the solvability of the equations that are given first, right? So we know that in order to do that, we need to check the coefficient of x and y. The coefficient of x here in the first equation it is 2, and in the second equation it is 4. So 2 by 4, and here we can see that 5 by minus 5, 5 divided by minus 5. So definitely they are not equal to each other, because if you even reduce, then it will be 2 ones are 2, 2 twos are 4, 1 by 2, and 5 by minus 5, that will give us minus 1. So definitely 1 by 2 is not equal to minus 1, as this is the case of if you remember, a1 by a2 is not equal to b1 by b2. That is the case. So for that we know that there will be one common solution. Okay. So a1 by a2, this is not equal to b1 by b2. So there will be one common solution. Okay, now we can get started. As we know that there will be one solution, we can start our calculation. So 2x plus 5y. From the first problem, if you have seen the video, you know what to do. You have to develop an expression for y. So 5y equal to this minus 14, and 2x, if I shift it to the right hand side, it will become negative 2x, and y will be equal to minus 14 minus 2x divided by 5. Okay, so for this we can develop an table. Oh, the writing came within the table, right? So I have to erase and rewrite it here. There will be. Okay, now the value of x and y, you know that we can choose the value of x, and for that we will get the value of y. So if I take the value of x as minus 7, the value of y I will get as 0. Then for minus 2 I will get the value of y as minus 2, and if I take the value of x as 3, I will get the value of y as minus 4. You can, if you want to check whether all these values are correct or not, you can just plug back this value of x here. Okay, now again this you can choose according to your will, but try to choose in such a way so that the value of y is not a decimal. Okay, that will help you to plot the points. Even if it is decimal, no problem. If you can plot in the graph, that's okay. Okay, but plotting the decimal points in the graph are a little bit difficult. That's why it's better to avoid. But if you cannot find any point which are not decimal, then take the decimal points and try to plot them in the graph to the best of your capability. Okay. Okay, then the same thing we need to repeat for the second equation. For x minus 5y equal to 17. As you can see, the y is negative here, so we will change the side of y, and 17 we will bring on left hand side. It will become negative 17. Minus 5y, it will be plus 5y. So y will be equal to, this 5 is multiplied. If I change the side, it will be divided. I'm going a bit faster because from the first video you already know what to do. So here we have another table, x and y, and if I take the value of x in this equation to be let us say 8, then the value of y I will get 3. Then the value of x, if I take 3, I will get the value of y as minus 1, and if I take the value of minus 2, then I will get the value of y as minus 5. All these are already calculated, that's why I'm writing it directly. Okay, but you have to do the calculation and then plot it. I will again in this video I will show you one sample calculation. Like for example, if I take the value of x as 3, now put the value of x as 3 here, so y will be equal to, oh, I better write it in this way, y equal to 4x minus 17 divided by 5. So 4 into the value of x will be replaced by 3 minus 17 divided by 5. So 4 3s are 12. 12 minus 17 by 5. So 12 minus 17 gives us minus 5. So minus 5 by 5, it will be minus 1. You can see that we got the value of y. So in this way, you have to get the value of x and y. There is a shortcut method. Using the calculator, the table can be obtained very easily. In a separate video, inshallah, I will show you how to do that. Okay, that will reduce your work a lot. Now it's time to plot the points in the graph, right? So let us take a graph paper again. And again, you know that we have to do the, before we draw the line, we have to do the marking. 6, 7, 1 minus 2 minus 3 minus 4. Okay, later if needed we will write more. 4, 5 minus 1 minus 2 minus 3 minus 4. Okay, the first point that we had in the first table, I will write the points here: minus 7 0, then minus 2 minus 2, then 3 comma minus 4. So these are the 3 points. You don't need to write it on the graph, as I cannot go back again and again to the previous slide. That is why I wrote it here for my convenience, but you don't need to write on your graph paper. Okay, each this one needs to be solved on the graph paper only. So please, you have to draw the lines on the graph paper. Many students, actually what they do, they draw these quadrant lines in their answer script only, white paper, and then try to plot the points. Okay, that will not work. That will not get you marked. In order to get marked in the exam, you have to draw it in the graph paper only. Okay, so let us get started with plotting the points. The first point you can see minus 7 comma 0. Oh, so we have to go more. Minus 5 minus 6 minus 7. Okay, so along x-axis I will come to minus 7, and then y-axis, along y-axis I don't need to travel anything because it is 0. So I will stay here only. Minus 7 comma 0, then minus 2 comma 2. Okay, so minus 2 along x-axis, then along y-axis also minus 2. So there goes our minus 2 minus 2. Second point. The third point is 3 comma minus 4. So along x-axis 3, and then we will come here minus 4. So we will check whether all the 3 points are on the same straight line or not, because if they are not, then there is some problem. Alhamdulillah, they are on the same straight line. That goes to show that our point plotting and the calculation till now are correct. Draw the line as accurately as possible. See, passing through all the 3 points. Now it is time to plot the second table points. Okay, so the points where 8, 3, 3, minus 1, then minus 2, minus 5. Okay, let us get started with plotting the points. 8 comma 3. So along x-axis we will travel 8, and along y-axis 1 2 3. This is 3, right? Yes. Okay, so this is our first point. Okay, point it and then circle it. It will make it easier for you to find it later. Then 3 comma minus 1. So along x-axis 3, y-axis minus 1 here. And the third point, minus 2 minus 5. So minus 2, and then I have to go to, this is minus 4, then this will be minus 5, right? Minus 5. So it should be here, minus 2 and minus 5. And again, let's check whether our 3 points are on the same straight line or not. Yes, they are on the same straight line. Okay, and then how to find out the solution? We have to check the intersecting point, right? The intersecting point, we are getting here at this point. This is the intersecting point of the two straight lines. So from here I need to go to x-axis to find out the value of x, that is between 0 and 1. It is the middle point of 0 and 1. So the value of x, it should be 0.5, as it is on the positive side. And this one, the value of y, you can see that the value of y is -3. So here is our answer: x comma y is equal to 0.5 comma -3. So that is our answer. So I hope you understood, and if there is any confusion, kindly let me know. Okay. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.